Everyone, this is Tatiana Dudiez again for this Feminine Intelligence and Magnetic Leadership series. We are today at our fourth video. We're almost done, and so I'm excited to hear your comments. I'm excited to see the results of this in a way that will be exclusively yours. And so today we are finalizing this series with the leverage that the magnetic leader or the feminine intelligent leader has in her life and in business. So from the last video, I ended that last video with questions. I asked you if you know or feel that you are wearing masks. Are you wearing masks in your life? Are you wearing masculine masks in your life? Are you a perfectionist? Do you fear failure? Are you unable to receive? Are you critical of people around you and of yourself, of course, because it all starts within. If we are critical within, we are critical of others. So, and if we are a perfectionist within, we are a perfectionist with others, right? It all starts within. So I really invite you to ask yourself those questions and observe in yourself how those questions actually come up in your life in the next few weeks. And what do you notice? Are you actually believing that you were not at all like that, and yet with those questions you're actually starting to see and raise your awareness as to the fact that you may be wearing a lot of masks. So the magnetic leader is that feminine, intelligent woman who has stepped away from being controlling, being manipulative, and really using a lot of rigidity in her life. Are you still stiff and not able to use spontaneity and your playfulness to roll with the punches? Are you inflexible in those in life and in work? When you have a coworker or one of your staff comes to you with a last minute change, of course I'm not talking about drastic last minute changes, but I'm talking about those little things that are irritating you that tend to ask you to be more flexible, to be more spontaneous. Do you feel isolated? Do you feel competitive and needing to be competitive? Do you feel like you have to prove yourself all the time? Do you feel like you are actually the competition one is a big one, because I used to be so competitive, and I've noticed that the women who are so stiff and still running from an operating system that they've adopted from men around them are extremely competitive. It's good to be competitive, but use it when you need to. Use it at a time that is appropriate and be aware that you're using that. It's all about awareness, really. This series is about awareness and education on feminine and masculine. What are the differences? And why should you choose to lead your life in one versus the other? Use the other as tools, as a toolbox, as I always call it. So lastly, do you feel like you're running your life in your head? Are you always like in your head thinking about what you have to do, thinking about what just happened, thinking about what she said, he said? Are you always going through everything in your head versus in your heart? Are you leading from your head versus your heart? Because that's a big sign. And men and women do that, right? We constantly have to bring ourselves back. Do you listen to your intuition? Because that's another big one. Women are naturally, instinctively connected and intuitive. And you know that little that little voice we keep talking about that we didn't listen to, that we should have listened to? That's our intuition. And if you develop that in business is actually helping leaders who are more connected to make long-term decisions, because when you are really connected, you can anticipate. Anticipation is huge for business purposes. You need to be anticipating everything in business. You really need to not just react, but proactively act upon what you believe is going to come up and anticipate what's going to come up. So listening to your intuition is huge in everything for a woman in life. For instance, right now, I know this is maybe a bit far-fetched right now, but in terms of spirituality, spirituality is actually a really big part of a woman's life. And it is, for instance, affected by a lot of moon cycles. Just like we have cycles, those cycles in our womanhood are connected to the earth, are connected to a different realm of energy. And that is really important to respect. I'm not saying run your life according to that, no, but use it to your advantage. Use it so that it also becomes a tool to know when, for instance, last night there was a huge full moon last night, and I had trouble sleeping. And I know that is because the moon has an effect on me. So I'm not running my life according to that, but it has an impact on me, and I realize it, and I embrace it, and I'm good with it, and I just move on. So I invite you to take a test that actually Tony Robbins just developed, like within the last week, and I've developed that test, but he's already better at me on this one, and I am playfully competing with him because this is fun. He's come up with a test that allows you to determine your dominant energy, if it's feminine, if it's masculine. And I really invite you to take it because it takes not even 5 minutes, and it's awesome. And then it gives you a little bit of a rundown at the end. But it only talks about that. It doesn't talk about how do you apply that in business and what it does to women in business. So the other thing I really want to emphasize is femininity and the decision to choose to lead your life within your energy, your core essence that you were born with, has nothing to do with feminism. Femininity is a choice. Feminism is a movement. It's a movement of women that was created to put their foot down, basically, and really put women on the map. And it was necessary. It was needed. It was necessary. It had a huge impact for all of us to be where we are today. However, the pendulum of feminism went a little too far. It went into a lot of anger and resentment towards men, and that is a choice to live also in life for anyone. However, it is not part of a feminine choice, because femininity, when you step back into that core essence, you actually become very honoring and respectful of men, and that in return makes men so much more also honoring and respecting of you, and helpful and wanting to just provide for you whatever you need, whatever it is. So the magnetic and influential leader is authentic. She is not having to fight to prove herself. She is empathic. By the way, research has proven that empathy is the #1 quality that companies and employees have determined to be the #1 quality for a leader. So empathy is something we own naturally. We are naturally empathic, and we are naturally relationship-based. What does that mean for a company? Well, you care more, you listen more to your staff, and you build bigger teams, better teams, because you care. You want to make sure they're happy. You want to make sure that they are getting what they want in order to perform even more and better for you. So a magnetic leader is open to receive guidance and help. She is graceful. She is unapologetic because she owns who she is. She doesn't have to compete. And like I said, I know you've heard this many times now, she doesn't have to prove herself. She is softer and firmer at once because feminine doesn't mean that you um, lead your life with fluff and pinks and frills and bows. Although I love pink, that's one of my colors. And actually, my wardrobe really changed when I stepped into my core essence. It means that you make a choice to really just simply be in your truth and to truly embody your truth, your light, because that is your power and nothing can shake that up. It's pure freedom. It really is. It's pure liberation, pure freedom to be exactly who you are and not have to diminish yourself, to morph into a different role in order to be at work and negotiate and be the most awesome um, uh, founder of a company or the most awesome leader of a large company, the most awesome manager, whoever you are in the workforce. You don't have to compose yourself to be different there than who you really are. So, ladies, this is our time. It's now. It's not in a week. It's not in a month. It's not next year. It's not time to wait to be empowered. If anything, empowerment is about giving ourselves power. Giving ourselves power. It's not waiting for anyone to give you that power because you already have it within. What are you waiting for? You can't wait around. You need to dare more. And you need to unlearn the conditions and the limits that you have been around, that you've absorbed, that you've adopted as a default operating system. You have to unleash that femininity because it takes work to actually go back there because we don't even know how to go back there. And it is time to own what makes us so authentic and pure and light and truth. So, after all, get these stats. These stats are quite amazing. Only 4% of Fortune 500 companies are run by women. Only 19% of board members are women. We only earn 78 cents to every man's dollar. Those are stats that I've taken from a great book that I read and that I read and is written by Sallie Krawcheck, who left her corporate world and her Wall Street position, financial position, to create Elevate Group and an amazing network of women who want to be women, more women at work. And her book is Own It, The Power of Women at Work. And she talks about how much more powerful when a woman really owns her womanhood in business, how much more powerful she can be. There's another amazing group of women that I belong to called Women Who Dare, and that is an amazing group. So I invite you to join these two groups, and if you have questions, just let me know. But these two groups are just unbelievable. But these stats are coming from actually her book, and I thought, wow, this is just amazing, because yet, with those stats on one hand, which are really representing a minority, on the other, we actually represent 50% of the workforce. We control 80% of the purchasing power, right? And it is reported that 63% of better investment performance for companies come from women founders. So we are businesses' best strategic investment. We women are businesses' best strategic investment. When you choose authenticity, you choose power. And when you choose power, you choose performance. And how to align daily in that performance with, I should say, that performance, that is an exercise that you choose to take or not. And you choose to embody or not. And it brings you so many rewards and gifts on a mothering aspect, on an intimate partnership aspect. You recreate, or you create the possibility rather of bringing back the polarity with your guy. And it just is the best investment that you can make in yourself to become the best resource and the best investment for any company to hire you, or for any company to be run by you. So I cannot even, I'm so passionate about this, I can't stop talking about it. And I know I've spoken to so many women that are in that transition. And so it's now time to own those qualities and be authentic. It's basically time's up, right? We need to dare to own our light. We need to dare to lead with light and authenticity and with our intrinsic power. So it's time. Time's up. It's done. It's done. You're done. So if you want more information, please contact me from my website. You can have the freedom to ask me anything. If you love these videos, please let me know. It would really make my heart sing. And so if you want more, let me know. Anything, just let me know. And I'm launching a group coaching / interaction type of platform called the Radiance Tribe for women in business who want to have some coaching on all of this from me and about life and about business. So that's being launched around mid-February. Theoretically, it's on Love Day on February 14th. I hope it still works because we have a lot going on right now with Radiance Groupies. So I am also creating events this year. If you want to, come to some of the events, you will get definitely invitations. I am also running a mastermind, and I am speaking on this in many ways, in different formats of corporate environments and training environments, and creating workshops on gender diversity. Anything and everything that is related to understanding men and women better in order for all of us to be more performant, I'm on it. So if you have a speaking opportunity, for example, don't hesitate, invite me. I will be happy to speak at your events. It will be an honor, actually. So thank you so much again for being part of this and part of this little journey on these 4 videos with me. I honor you once more for listening and being open. Continue to open and remain open. And so that's it. I love you, and I'll see you soon.